Well, hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? I'm just going to give you some time to catch up with me. So we're on live, and I'm not just live in my Facebook group. I am also live on YouTube and LinkedIn as well as my personal page, because I just thought I'm going to share this information. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So some of you be watching on replay as well. That's absolutely great, but it's going to be worth your while. Let me tell you, it is absolutely going to be worth your while. So listen, if you're going to comment on Facebook, and I want to know your name, you're going to have to let me know who you are. Oh, I can see you there, Joni. That's absolutely wonderful to have you here. So what are we doing this week? This is your permission to be rich. Now, there's going to be a whole story about this in October and November, so keep your eye out. Permission to be rich. I'm going to talk about you're not thinking big enough. We're all thinking too small. Oh my goodness. Hiya, Debbie. We're all thinking too small. It's the thinking big that absolutely takes you out of where you are. I mean, what does it say in the Bible? Be ye not of this world. What do you think that means? Write that down. When I say write it down, I mean, go and get a pen and piece of paper and write it down. And why aren't you here anyway with a pen and piece of paper so you actually know what's going on? You're never going to remember everything I say. And when Sheena speaks, everything I say is important because it has come from me on a journey through thinking into results. That side, thinking into results with Bob Proctor. And I want to help you. Things that I wish I'd have really paid attention to right at the beginning. And I want to help you. Plus, there'll be a super duper duper offer. I haven't made it up yet. By the time I finish this, we're only going to be about half an hour. So settle yourself down, run to the kitchen, quick, get a cup of tea, get a pen and a piece of paper, and write down whatever I say, write down. And now I've completely forgotten what I said to write down before. Can anybody remind me? It's literally all off piste. So today is going to be about just thinking bigger and what the benefits of that is, and the reason behind the title, permission, as well, and what I find to be true. Because let me tell you, I hit a lot of brick walls. Have you seen my webinar yet? If you haven't seen my webinar, I'll put the link in after, because that's more or less goes through my story. And I want to get as much information here as possible. So maybe you'll watch the webinar after. Perhaps that's a good idea. And you can hear a bit of the journey that I've been on. So your permission to be rich is about today and thinking bigger and why you don't reach your goals. Why don't you? I mean, you wanted them. They're on the vision board. Why haven't you got them yet? We're going to find out that. Tomorrow is then going to be all about, the key thing. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's going to be a key thing that you need to change that will change absolutely everything. I didn't pay attention to this. No. Even though Bob said, I didn't quite pay attention to it. So you want to be paying attention to somebody who didn't pay attention. And so you can do things an awful lot quicker than what I did them. So the next one we're going to talk about on Wednesday is about decision. So I haven't told you what Tuesday's all about yet. That's a little secret. Some of you may already know what that is. But Wednesday is all about really giving you that permission and what that looks like. I'm excited too, Joni. I'm really excited. Here's another wonderful woman here who's, we're all facing challenges. Challenge. And how can we overcome them? How can we just walk through them and just go, well, look, it's like another day at the office? Because that's how we want to live life. We don't want to be living life avoiding anything. We want to be in the just isness of everything. In the just isness of everything. Write that down. Write that down. Okay. So I want to tell you right here, right now, it's not who you think you are that's holding you back. It's who you think you're not. Please write that down and say it every day. It's not who you think you are that's holding you back. It's who you think you're not. Hi, Kim. Lovely to have you here. Kim is just a superstar full of energy. You're all superstars, by the way, just like, So here's some of the problems. I asked a question in my group, what was holding you back? And there were 3 people who said, me. Well, if you know that, why are you letting it hold you back? Well, because I don't know how to get out of myself. I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do that. Hiya, Ralph. Lovely to have you here. So, if it's you that's holding you back, what are you doing about it? Are you just hoping that somebody's going to come and rescue you? Let me tell you what I found out. Nobody, but nobody is coming to save you. Now, when I joined with Bob Proctor, and I'm looking for the money, 30,000 to go and be part of Bob's team, and I was told borrow the money so you never have to borrow again. Oh, then I realized that that's all I had done all my life was borrow, 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 borrow. And look at the state that got me into. Yes, part of my story is 70K in debt, and I still found the 30,000 because I was willing to do what it took. I was sick to death of myself. So it was me holding me back. I knew that, but I knew that Bob knew the secret. I just knew he knew it. And I needed to find out what he had. So that's why I studied with Bob. So, me, it's not who you think you are that's holding you back. It's who you think you're not. So, for those of you who said me, I want you to ponder on that. Ponder on that statement. I'm not going to explain it to you. I want to see what rises in you when you say that for 30 days and see what comes up. Are you willing to do it for 30 days? Or do you sort of get to 10 days and go, load of rubbish, waste of time? You see, that's potentially just part of the problem. We don't just stick at something long enough to show it. I mean, look at the bamboo tree. My goodness, they plant it, don't they? And then 5 years later, people are laughing at them going, you're still watering that? Like you expect something to come from that, do you? Like, are you kidding me? And people are laughing. And then in 3 days, or is it 3 to 5 days, it grows 90 feet. Who's laughing now? You see, what I realized is that first people laugh at you, then they criticize you, then they want to be where you are. You know why? Not because they've changed, but because you've changed. You changed. When I changed the relationship with me, then everything, and I mean everything, changed on the outside. There's so many little miracles that happen every day that are just like, well, that's just what happens. That's just the way life is. That's just what happens. I went from flipping fighting all the time. I mean, tell me, are you fighting yourself right now? Are you? Are you fighting a condition? Are you fighting people? Are you fighting the job? Are you fighting yourself? Are you fighting your neighbors? Are you fighting that it's raining today? Like all those different things that we fight and we have conversations with in our head. Who are you fighting with? Here's the thing. If I was to drink poison, I hurt me. If I drink poison thinking I'm going to hurt you because I'm thinking about you and I'm going to drink that poison, what do you think happens? You don't get hurt. I do. What poison are you feeding yourself? Be careful because you're listening, and thoughts are things, and you become what you think about all day long. So, what are you contemplating between those two wonderful temples here? What are you contemplating? What is that? What are you contemplating? They shouldn't have done that. They shouldn't have done this. I'm not well. I don't feel good. What do you think? What do you think is happening? What you contemplate in here, between your temples, that is what is manifesting. But you're asleep most of the time, aren't you? You're not paying attention. Not paying attention. Who's fighting themselves? Who would love to stop fighting themselves? Yeah, I know, I know. So listen, the other ones, what have we got here? This is what we're going to be dealing with all this week anyway. So, I can't handle my kids and business. Is that true? What would you think without that thought? Write that down, what I just did then. Is it true? And what would I think without that thought? Because so many times we make decisions. I can't do this. I can't do that. I can't do the other. You're listening. They are decisions. We're going to be talking about decisions on Wednesday. But here's the start of it. Everything you say is a decision. Everything. I love what Kim said here. She's like, we all get the same amount of time. It's how you use it. You know what? If you give yourself like 20 hours to do something, it's going to take you 20 hours. Who's ever had to hand in an assignment? My goodness. And then you do all the work in the last few days before it. I mean, I literally did 20,000 words in 2 days. Like, go figure. But it was the energy that I did it with, because that was the date, that was the deadline, and I just worked towards it. So give yourself all this time, you'll take all this time. Kim, actually, this morning we had a conversation. I was a little bit late for the call, and so she had an extra 15 minutes. And literally, she just says, I can't believe what I got done in that 15 minutes, because that was concentrated effort and focus. And that's what we want to do with our lives. When we're with the kids, we're with the kids. When we're with the business, we're with the business. I used to get up at 5:30 in the morning just so I could have an hour to myself before all hell broke loose in the house. But it wasn't hell after that. We all left the house in peace and calm and joy, and it was absolutely lovely. So there's lots and lots of different things that you can do, but it's all about perception. It's all about perception. Thoughts, body, results in the outside world. Can you remember that? Thoughts, body, results, not the other way around. It's 1, 2 equals 3, not 3, 2, 1, which seems to be the way we go about things, isn't it? Oh, they've done that, they've done this, they've done the other. Oh my God, I'm so angry. What can I do about it? Explosion in your brain. Quit living like that. Just quit it. It's 1, 2, 3. Can you remember that? That must be easy to remember. And if you're doing it 3, 2, 1, you know you've got the wrong order. I mean, if you can start living your life like that, promise you, magic will happen. So what else have we got here? Other people's ideas that, so this is, what is holding you back? Other people's ideas of me that I've accepted, yeah. So accept new ones. Write new ones out. Accept them instead. We're going to be talking more about this with tomorrow. It'll be more relatable tomorrow. But I'm just giving you, you may not like it going, it's not that easy, Sheena. Well, it can be. Hi, Alan. Lovely to have you here. It can be that easy. Who says it's hard? Oh, you said it's hard. So it's hard. Do you see that? So if you think it's hard, then it's hard. There's nothing I can do about that. That's your decision. You're starting to get the idea? Why are you accepting all those other ideas? Accept the greatness in you, as Kim says. Accept your greatness. It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. This was the journey that, keep doing it, that side, thinking into results brought to me, let me tell you. It really showed me who I was being at the time. Didn't like who I was being, even though I thought I was actually a really nice person. I could not believe the amount of rubbish that goes on in our heads. And yes, it's been programmed in, but it doesn't have to be that way. It really doesn't. I love this one here. What if I hurt someone with my honesty? So that's what's holding you back, that you don't want to be honest. Let me say that again. That's what's holding you back, that you don't want to be honest. You see, so many times, don't we? We have something we want to say, and then we have to we have these excuses before it and the justifications after it. And then we apologize for the whole blooming process when all we wanted to do was say the thing in the middle. Well, why don't you just say the thing in the middle? It's not your, is your intention love? Now, if you're just having an opinion on something, drop your opinion. Nobody cares about your opinion, and you will hurt people with your opinion. But if you have something genuine and your intention is pure, that's a big one. Your intention is pure. There is no alter ego going on there. That is purely for love. But you know what's even better? Is that you can do it all in the imagination. I did this with my son. Go look at check out my free website, free webinar. And I tell you all about my son, but a quick one is just the difference in him between last year and this year is like you couldn't have made it up. Now, we could have gone through loads of different other things, but I just thought, right, when he makes the decision to come here, then I'm going to use my sweet little imagination and I'm going to create him in my imagination and I'm going to create his journey in my imagination one step at a time. And that's exactly what happened. I've got everything I've ever wanted. And he is like absolutely nailing life right now. Absolutely nailing it. So sometimes you don't need to open your mouth. You know who you need to be honest to? Yourself. You don't have to give somebody justifications and excuses to walk away. You can just walk away. And you think, but I'm hurting them. You'll hurt them by staying and telling them a pack of lies, won't you? So you'd rather tell somebody a pack of lies? Or you can just leave. Stop trying to appease people because the truth, the truth hurts right here, right now. But then they're better off. I have always searched out the truth. If that is one thing that anybody who knows me, especially Wolfgang, that I will search the truth because I can handle the truth. I can deal with the truth. What I cannot deal with is lies. That's it. Because lies help nobody. I cannot go forward. It's like indecision. You know when somebody's lied to you. You know it. Something just didn't quite feel right with what you just said then. So you know somebody lied to you. Oh, my husband ran off with another woman. It didn't just happen overnight. You've been ignoring things. You were not being honest with yourself. Nobody ever leaves you. You actually are rejecting them in some way. But you want somebody to blame. You want somebody to take the fall because you don't want to make the decision. Big one, isn't it? Is that a big honesty one for some of you? A big honesty one. You like other people to take the fall. So you're not even being honest with yourself. So for the person who wrote that, you're not being honest with yourself. It's got nothing to do with the other person. You're afraid of hurting you and how you're going to feel. It is nothing to do with the other person. If you do not like what I've said, I want you to sit with it and you'll find the honesty because I had to go through all of this. Believe me, I say nothing that I haven't absolutely fully experienced myself. The judgment of it will come back and smack you right in the face every single time. Just be honest. But people are walking around. It does, it makes me laugh. I just say nothing. It's just easier to say nothing nowadays and just live in my own little bubble. And then when I live in my own little bubble, I help other people live in their little bubbles. And then we all have little bubble parties together. You want to be in my world. Honestly, honestly, honestly. So here's another one. Poor physical health and anxiety. Okay. So remember, a diagnosis is not a prognosis. A diagnosis is evidence of the past. A prognosis is you can make your own prognosis. You can accept what the doctors are saying, or you can decide, no, not happening at all. And I have direct experience of this, okay? Direct experience. So I'm not shall I just say it, bullshitting. I'm not bullshitting here, okay? I've got direct experience of this. And I know recently when my daughter hasn't been well, we were caught in a cycle of indecision. And I was just like, I wish you could hear the story. I'll tell you that another time. But the story around it was just a totally, totally amazing and like a little bit of magic. And what we needed was what I wanted and what she wanted was a diagnosis of where we were. So we knew what the steps were to go out. We knew what we were dealing with. So then I could get it right in my head and then we could go on. Now, remember what I said? It's 1, 2, 3. Okay? It is not 3, 2, 1. So what happens? You get a diagnosis from the doctor. And so it goes from diagnosis to reaction in your body to thinking about it. And then you think about it. But actually, what's happening is you think about it. And the more you think about it, your body is an instrument of the mind. Your body is an instrument of the mind. Do not get it the other way round. Can I say that again? The body is an instrument of the mind. I know some of you may not like to hear that if you're not well. I have complete compassion and I know where you are. And there's one of the things that I've learned that if somebody else is ill around you, you can imagine things in your head and you can create them better in your head. But here's the thing as well is I've learned to let things go and they just are the way they are. They just are the way they are. And when you can accept that for them, if they're dying, then you can help them transition. Not be fighting, they shouldn't die, they shouldn't die, they shouldn't die. Well, apparently we're all going to die. I mean, there's evidence beyond that as well, but never mind, we're not even going to go there. But apparently we all die. And so why does it come as a shock? So, but you can decide. There's been so many miracles happened. So many miracles. Depends whether you want it or not. It depends whether you want it. So another one is loneliness. Oh, I have such an amazing story from yesterday, from last night. Let me tell you this. Have you heard it said in the Bible, I never left you? Remember the footprint story? Isn't it? You know, like the footprints, and there's only, but I looked around and there was only one set of footprints. And then it was, he said, it was then that I carried you. I actually, oh, I feel quite emotional at that because I didn't recognize that. I didn't recognize that the I inside here that's always been here has carried us. Excuse me. That was unexpected. Has carried us and keeps carrying us and keeps serving. Now, what do I mean by that? I never left you. Think of a new car you've had. Think of a partner who's left. Think of a house you've had and now you don't have anymore. Think of somebody who's been alive and dead. Think of the dogs that you've had and now they're not here anymore. They've all come and gone, haven't they? They've all just come and gone. But go stand. Close your eyes. Do it now. Close your eyes right now. Who's there? Actually, that's a bit of a funny one. Knock, knock. Who's there? Who's there? You are. Just keep your eyes closed for a moment. Think of yourself when you were younger and you looked in the mirror, your first memory of yourself looking in the mirror. I was 8 years old. I had 2 pigtails that came right out and my ears came out to meet my pigtails. Why are they called pigtails and not ponytails? I don't know. And so the I that I feel now inside is the same awareness of the I that was looking at Sheena at 8 years old. It's just this has all changed in the front end. My thoughts have changed, but the awareness of me hasn't changed. You never left you. You've never been alone. He, she, the consciousness that you are, has always been there. Always holding you. always supporting you. And all you had to do was look inside. But you didn't. You kept looking at everything else on the outside. I want that, I want that, I want that. And you didn't know that you could have it all in your wonderful imagination right here and right now. And let me tell you, when you come to the realization of that, it is the greatest peace on this earth. And that is when things, well, you couldn't care less what happens, really. It's like you're just in total joy, pure joy. Where do you want to go now? Maybe you want to go to Niagara Falls. Should we all go to Niagara Falls together right now? Close your eyes. I mean, not if you're driving, obviously, but close your eyes. Can you go to Niagara Falls in your imagination? Can you see? Can you see Niagara Falls? Can you see the water? Can you hear it? What would it smell like? What would it smell like? Do you have a smell? Can you feel the water just like the steam that it's not steam, you know what I mean, whatever it is. Water blops coming on you. Can you feel that? Maybe you can even taste the air. What does all that feel like? That's the power of your imagination. That is. I'm just keeping an eye on the time. I want to keep this short and sweet. There's another couple of things here, but we'll deal with those tomorrow when we'll be taking you through a wee secret. I'm going to be having a little chart up and we'll do my PowerPoint presentation. It'll be all exciting. Get yourself in there. Make sure you're in tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So what I'm going to leave you with is this exercise. Now, Bob always talks about A, B, C type goals. Now, your C-type goal, well, your A-type goal is something you've already done before. So you've bought new clothes. There you go. What we do? Done it. No big deal. That's it. Bought a new car. No big deal. That's an A-type goal. That's just what you do. It's not a goal. That's what you've done before. Your B-type goal is something you want to stretch to. So everybody tends to go for the B-type goal. Or actually, they're still in the A-type goals, but you don't know how to manifest. And if you don't know how to manifest, I've got this awesome program, 40 days to 40 nights. And if you're not in it, I don't know why. Give me a ring. Oh, and by the way, there's a link up there. Book a call. If you're ready to move forward in your life, because I have got an amazing offer on. And the ones who call me today, not even knowing what the offer is, you're in for a surprise. If you decide to join me anyway, that is. I mean, perhaps you'd like to, or perhaps you'd like to stay where you are. It's entirely up to you. We're going on anyway, aren't we, Kim? Like, we're off. We're literally off. We're off the scale. And we'd love to help you find that peace. We'd absolutely love to help you find that peace. So, your C-type goal is fantasy. But I don't want to go there. Let me tell you this. Whenever Wolfgang was looking at his hotel deals and struggled to get 7 million, struggled to get 30 million, then he started to get literally 50 million. And then it was 250 million. And then it was 300 million. And that's when I got the first idea. Oh my goodness, I'm not thinking big enough because 300 million was fun. 300 million is fun because no clue how to even spend it. But by goodness, have we done it here? So when we're literally talking about money, that's where we go. Because actually we know it's possible, but that's another story. So when we talk about 300 million, that's easy and it's fun. And you know why it's fun? It's because this little monkey brain in the back here goes, never in a million years. So it lets you off. It doesn't even have judgment. So be ye like little children to enter the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is between these two temples here. Okay? That's the kingdom of heaven. And so either you torture yourself in your temples or you go to heaven. Now, When you get to heaven and you find out something that you really want, maybe it is just like living, I don't know, living in the Bahamas, private jets, private yachts. I don't care. I don't care. Really doesn't really matter. Whatever makes you happy without judgment. Oh, well, I think I should, create a home for the homeless. Well, I'm going to question you on that as to why you're doing that. Because business and charity are separate. You're going to be more charitable. You're going to do that. But you first want to be self fulfilled so that you overflow into charity. Then it's easy. You're not doing it because you have to, because if you see somebody as needy, then you make them needy. You want to be looking at people just going, I'm doing this for the absolute fun of it. Look at the joy that I'm giving these people here. Look at the joy. If you want to go to Africa, whatever it is you want to do not see people as needy. You create more need that way. You do not like what I said there? Sit with it. You see need, you create need. You see potential, you create potential. So never do something because you think you have to, because then that's lack. You do something because it brings you pure joy, and you will bring pure joy to other people. You bring need to people, then they will always need you. I prefer to see the potential in everybody. You're all amazing. It's not who you think you are that holds you back. It's who you think you're not. So tonight is your homework. Get in your C-type goal. I mean dream. I mean stupid dream. Dream that if you were to tell somebody what was in your head, they would laugh at you. Don't tell them, because I don't want your vibration to be changed. I want you to think about the C-type goal, the thing that you really, 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 not because what will people think of you, but what is your heart saying? Not your emotions, good, bad, none of that nonsense. We're going for the center, your heart. What is your heart? Like if you said to yourself, what do you truly desire? What would put a smile on your face? What is that? Sit with it for at least half an hour, if not an hour, if not 2 hours. I want you to remember the feeling of it, because here's the next thing. Oh, and we'll deal with that tomorrow. So that's the bait for you tonight. Play, dream big. Just have a bit of fun for no reason at all. No reason at all. Just have a bit of fun. You've no chance in heck of getting whatever you're thinking of. It doesn't really matter. So you're just having fun. I want you to notice how your body feels. And I want you to remember that, because we're going to be discussing that tomorrow. Okay, so you're ready for your little dream work? That is your work tonight. And we're going to deal with everything that I said today. We're going to put it into how you can fix it. But there's no fixing, because you're absolutely awesome. So listen, have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Remember, you can book a call with me if you're ready to do something different with your life. I've got an amazing offer. And you know what I'm trying to teach you here is, oh, I don't think I'm ready. You'll never be ready. Jump. And you will always, always swim. Have an awesome, awesome day. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye now.